Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. And if you haven't noticed, I've decided to split all of the New York Times games I play daily and put them in their own video. You may be saying, well, you only play the Sudoku and connections. Well, you'd be wrong because I've been getting pretty big on TikTok recently, if you didn't know about that. And so I've been making extra content for TikTok. I've been posting the mini daily, and then I've started posting strands daily. You may notice I've also been posting strands as separate videos. And so what I've decided to do is take the New York Times games other than Sudoku. Sudoku will be still its own video. And then I'm going to have the New York Times connections, strands, and mini crossword. And then maybe if I do an extra New York Times game that day, I'll put it in there as well. There'll be the edited versions that I edit for TikTok, but in widescreen format and all in a row, put together as a single video that I upload to YouTube. That'll go up a little bit earlier than this video usually does. And we'll see how that goes. So that means this video does not have connections in it. So I've added I've also, Betweenle's become pretty popular on TikTok. It's one of my most popular Wordle variants to post to TikTok. So I've decided to add Betweenle daily to this video in place of connections. It's pretty fun. Doesn't take that long. And that way I can also edit that and put that on TikTok. And you guys can enjoy that content. I don't want to be making exclusive content per platform, but sometimes it's just made sense to just post it to TikTok only, because TikTok tends to be better at being okay with having me have so many videos per day. The reason I consolidate the videos for YouTube is because people don't like their feeds just with like a bunch of long form videos every single day from me. Some of you may enjoy that, but I've definitely had feedback that others don't. So I've tried to keep the number of videos I post. It's still high, but it's lower than it could be. Like, imagine if all these were separate videos. And so anyway, that's my announcement. Check me out on TikTok if you prefer that platform as well. I get paid on both platforms, so yay. But I appreciate support on either platform, and I'm definitely not trying to abandon YouTube. I've just been very excited about TikTok because I've been getting a lot of attention there. So anyway, that is my announcement, and hopefully by splitting the New York Times games out, those are my most popular games anyway. And so by doing that, I'll be what's it called? I'll hopefully be able to track the audience who wants to watch the New York Times stuff, and it'll be more obvious because I get questions every day. Hey, do you do connections? Do you do connections? Like, yeah, it's in the daily games video, but how would they know that? It's not in the thumbnail. It's not in the title. You'd have to read the description. You'd have to know that's where that is. So if I just can put all the New York Times games in that title and in the thumbnail, I think that'll really help get visitors back to watching those. So anyway, all of that said, today's bonus game is Quordle. It's not returning forever, but I was told that Quordle today was particularly interesting, so we're going to try that out. And so let's start with quads, because we're guessing 4 words in Quordle. Ooh, so the right word has a U second, and it's not QU. That's very interesting. There's also a U in the left word. I'm not sure which word I want to guess. I think I want to do something like a GUI or a BUI. How about, let's go with guilt. Maybe we'll get lucky. We did not get lucky at all. It's not even UI. So it's one of these like UI like this probably. Actually, how does that work? Could we end in I? I'm going to hold off on that word for a second, and I'm going to check the left word here. So I'm thinking like SHU at this point, or SPU, or SNU. How about snuck? The past tense of sneak. Snuck. Well, the N was correct, and there's a C on the right. Ooh, something like, I was going to say cumin, but there's no N. Okay, I'm still not sure, but I do think it's going to be like CU something I. I think that makes a lot of sense, but I can't think of the word immediately. On the left, it's probably an unword, like not unset, but like UNSE makes a lot of sense to me. If there's a word. I don't think there is, though. What else could I do? A UNS directly? No, not UNS directly. UN and then a vowel, like UNS, UNOS. Maybe it's not UN? How does this work? Oh, could it be like NOU? Oh, S. No, we can't start with S or end with S. So you can't do NOU because that crowds out the S. We could do like UNOSE, a nose. I'm actually not sure. I'm confused about both words at this point. Okay, I gotta think of something. Is Curie? It accepts Curie, and I think that'll give me some info about the right. So let's do it. Oh, I was so close to having the answer. C-U-R-I what? What is this word? W-Y-O. Curio. Oh, curio is such a hard word. Okay. Apparently C-U-R-I with an E and C-U-R-I with an O are both accepted words. Okay, so we have the N and the E. So I think we're U-N-S something E. Does that make any sense? There's another option. Unsee, maybe? Oh, and Sue makes a lot more sense than unsee. I got an anagram of it. At least I had another guess. All right, did not fail. I'm pretty happy about that for ensue and curio. That's tough. All right, let's do Fibble. Each guess has a single lie in it. So maybe the P's lying, maybe the R's lying. We don't know. One of these colors is lying. It should be a different color. So I'm thinking about doing SPI. What's like a good SPI word? Maybe spied. Let's give that a try. Okay, what did we learn? The S's and the P's agree with each other to an extent, but the I's do not. So one of these I's has to be lying. That means both P's can't be lying and both S's can't be lying. So we can't have them both be gray, which means that there is an S and a P in the word. I'm thinking that this lie was correct, and these are all correct. That's what I'm thinking, because otherwise I would need to bring in, I need I to be gray, and I'd have to bring in the M or the R, and that seems tough with the SP in already. So I'm going to say that's the lie for now. We can always backtrack on that. And what am I thinking? I'm thinking the P is lying, and we're like an SPI something E word, like spiked. I think we're still that, just a different letter instead of the T, like spice. I think we're still that, just a different letter besides the C. So spine. There we go, got it. All right, pretty straightforward today. It was just trappy. Like everything made complete sense, and wasn't hard to think of. So I think that went well. How'd you do today? Let's play Betweenle. I'm gonna start with mouse today. Okay, so what this is telling us, this orange dot is near the center. So basically, if you think about all of the words in the dictionary and you put them in order alphabetically, so all 5-letter words, put them in order alphabetically, what this is telling us is that, first of all, our word is between the start of the dictionary and mouse. So wherever mouse appears in there, we take everything else off the list and we say, okay, our word is somewhere between there. But it's not just somewhere between there. We have this orange dot that's kind of central, a little bit closer to mouse. And so these numbers tell you exactly how much. So the 31 is saying that 31% of the words in our list, in our entire list, 31% of them are between the start of the list and our answer. And then the 24 says there are 24% of the words in the list between our answer and mouse. So we're a little bit closer to mouse than to the start. So I want to probably start with an H. We'll just go straight to house then. All right, so it is saying we were between the start of the list and house, but we are much closer to house than we are to the start. So I'm thinking about starting with G. I can't do Gauss, can I? Anyway, let's just think of it. Any word that starts with G will be actually fine. So how about grand? That would be a grand word to guess. All right, so I still didn't go far away enough. We still have 4.2% of our words between our answer and grand. So I'm thinking about starting with F now. Maybe fence, why not? All right, finally we have a range. We're between fence and grand, and we're closer to fence than grand by about, I don't know, by about a third. So let's see here. I think I want to start with a late F then, like F and then FR maybe. Let's try like frame and just see what happens there. Okay, so I didn't go far enough up, but I went pretty close. So I think we should try FR again and just do a higher letter than A, like freer or something. Oh, I still didn't go up enough. So maybe FRO or FRI. I think FRI might be good. Fried. We're between freer and fried. Okay, so we definitely are FR. I was right about that. We're between E and I somewhere. We're a little bit closer to I than E. 2/3 closer. So we're 1/3 of our words are between our answer and fried. But I mean, there's so few words left, like 0.06, 0.03. We basically got only a couple words left that even work here. Is there an earlier FRI word? Fryer would be basically in between these. Okay, so that didn't even move the needle. So I probably found the word that's right before fried. So I think I need to go FRE and then something late, not double E. Fresh, maybe. Hey, that was it. Nice. All right, got it in 9. Yeah, that went pretty well. How'd you do? Let's do Quordle. We are trying to guess 4 Wordles at the same time, basically. So why don't we start with fresh? Okay, so these words both have R second. This word has an E somewhere. This word has an R somewhere. Let's work on this top left word that has an E. I like to play this in kind of a quasi-hard mode where I'm always guessing a word that could be an answer to one of the 4, unless I really, really need to pull out a filler, but I try to stick to that. So, okay, so where do I want to move this E? Probably to the end of the word and then get a bunch of vowels. So I could do, what am I thinking? I'm looking at what letters are available here. Let's try something like glide. That sounds interesting. The E is not at the end. Interesting. So over here we got this L. We got nothing from this word with the R in it, and then this has the RI. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to guess for the top right, I'm going to put R second, and I'm going to end in double L, which will help find the L in both of the top left and the top right word. I can't do ILL. I could do OLL, ALL. Getting the A would be nice, but I don't know if there's a RALL word. You know what I could do instead is bottom left. No, bottom left doesn't have an L, so I can't actually do that for that word. I was thinking about doing like rally or something, but that wouldn't technically be an answer to any of these. So I'm going to avoid that. Ooh, I thought of krill, but we don't need the I. So how about ROLL? Honestly, I'm not sure where to do this without the I. ULL? No, I think we have to use the I if we're going to do that. So I'll scrap that. Maybe I'll just look at the top left word then. Could we end in EL? Is that an option? Motel. Let's try motel. Okay, we don't, but this top right word ends in L. That's good to know. What did we learn? There's an O. Okay, we have this ROT here, and then RI and an O here. Interesting. Are we like an RIO word? I'm not sure. I don't like guessing the ones that have a bunch of greens because we learn a lot less from those words. So I like to jump around. This could end in TOR on the bottom left, but it's not OTOR, which actually makes it harder to think of a word. Something like cater? No, it's spelled ER. I thought so, but I figured I'd check. How about baton? No, we need an R in the word. Whoops. Outro? Ooh. And the right word does have an O, so this actually helps the bottom right word as well to find the O. And outro is very possible. It gets the U as well. I like it. Wasn't the answer, but actually we got a lot of info from that. So it's probably RUTO or UTOR. Tutor. Okay, I think we got this word. Yeah, so we got one of the words, tutor. We have 4 more guesses. We have to get 3 words, which means we better start just getting these answers. The bottom right is RIOR. Prior, I think, is the only option. There we go. Got that one. Okay, so we got the top left, top right. Top left, we haven't located the TE or L. I'm thinking E second. I'm thinking T near the end. Well, the T needs to be near the end. And then could we be like an ELTY? Melty is not there. I'm not sure what else would be a word, like belty or something. No, it's not a word. So maybe not that. Maybe EL. See, I have A's available. I haven't tried the A. So maybe like an EA word. Ooh, EALT. Is there a word for that? Welt? Welt is not spelled that way. Welt is spelled like that, I think. I'm not actually sure. I like EALT, but I'm not seeing a word for it. What about LEA? I can't do least, so I don't know how I'd use this T. We don't have to have that. Let's look at the right word. Look at this. We definitely need an A for the right word, so maybe that'll help. Did I miss an RALL word that I just didn't find? Ooh, you know what I see? I see brawl. Let's see if that's right. Oh, thankfully it was. Okay, so we did place an A there. So my thoughts about it being AA are strengthened. Is there not an EALT word that I can do? Not that I see. So what's another option? EAT, and then the L would go first. Or we can split them up. So the E can still go first. It's exalt. Ah, it's exalt. Okay, nice. Yeah, these were tough words today. Interesting. So we've got exalt, brawl. Go away. We've got exalt, brawl, tutor, and prior. Nice. All right. Well, how'd you do today? All right, let's do Polygonle. The way this game works, let's make sure we have Hexpert on. Okay, Hexpert is on. So the way this game works is the shapes above the slots, the letter slots, tell you whether it's the same letter. So like these two are the same letter as each other because they share the same shape. And then we also have these two that are the same. And it's an 8-letter word that we're trying to guess here. So let's think about how this is going to work. If I do like an E something, ER, ED, I like to use like just an ED as a filler, so I have R available. That puts an E here, which seems pretty nice. And then these two are going to be a double consonant. So like a double L is often useful, or double T, double R, something like that. Let's look at double L to start with. And now we need different letters to put in all 3 of these slots here. So I like IED as an ending, but I'm not actually sure. I think I need a vowel here instead. How about ITED? Oops, ITED? This doesn't really work. I like the LITED, but I'm not sure how to start this. Okay, so there is another option here. Instead of putting a vowel and then consonant here, we could put like a double O or a double E here. I'm going to start with double O, and then this can be a consonant. So we could do like a TS ending or something. Plurals are absolutely possible in this game. But then I can't do ST. So we could also do a TE ending if we wanted to. But stew, like I don't know what this would be. So that doesn't seem to work either. What about like DR and then like droop or something? Droopers? Troopers is a word. Let's do troopers. Nice, I got it in one. I figured it out. Sweet. That's awesome. All right. And now also Polygonle has a mini game, so we'll do that as well. And the mini works the same way, except it's a 5-letter word. So nice and quick. So I want to start this with river. Okay, so I'm thinking maybe we can try an ED word, and that'll start with D as well. Is there like dried? Oh, there's no I though. That kind of puts a damper on that. What else could I repeat here? How about just doing something like sales? Right, no S, but the A was correct. I don't see a word with D. Daped. Deigned. All right, so something else. T? I'm not seeing T there either. N? Or M? Sometimes I just have to fill it, and then it just becomes super obvious. Y doesn't make sense. P? No, really, what is this? Fate. Yeah, a lot of these letters just don't work after an E at the end of a word. Z would be crazy. X, C. Clearly I've missed it, because I've tried every letter here. Okay, so what was most promising? I still feel like D is the most promising. Is damed a word or something like that? Or damed? Or... I'm not even sure what else would make sense. Dated. Dated. Oh, it's not even that. It's a different D-A-E-T. I missed 2 of those words. Dazed with a Z. Ooh, that's tricky. I was dazed and confused. All right, well, there we go. That is polygonal. How'd you do? All right, let's do Symble. I'm going to start with Blaze. Okay, so the reason I use Z in Blaze is because we're trying to interpret what these symbols are. They're either green, yellow, or gray. The yellows work differently in Symble. They work kind of backwards. But basically, because I assume there's no Z in the word, although we just had a word with Z in it, I'm assuming there's no Z in the word. And so that means that these are not green, right? That's kind of what I've deduced. They could be yellow. And since they're the less common of the symbols that have appeared, I'm going to assume they're yellow. Now, the way yellow works in this game is we look at the slots, these last 2 slots. We need to use 2 different letters from Blaze in those slots. So I could use an E here because this E could be pointing at that slot. And then I could end in like EL. So let's see if there's a good word that ends in EL I can do. It's kind of hard to end in EL, to be honest. I can't end in LE because then this E would have been green. I could end in ZE. I could try another ZE word, but I'm going to avoid that because I start with Blaze for a reason. I could also do something like LB at the end or BL, but those aren't really words. So I feel like I've got to use, maybe I could use the A. I could do AL. Maybe that's easier. Now the thing is, I wouldn't be able to use another A. Like you might think navel's an option, but then this A would have preferred pointing left. It prefers the earliest slot. So this second slot would have been yellow, not the 4th slot for a singular A here. It would have been pointing there. So we can't actually do navel. But ending in AL might still work. Oh, you know what? I just thought of novel. Let's do novel instead. Okay, so now we need to interpret this. I think what this means is that the red was actually gray. And, well, the sun is green. That means I got the OE right. You know what? Actually, I think... Wait. What happened here? Did I actually have greens up here? Because I can't, red isn't, it's impossible for red to be green because then this E and L were both red. If they were green, they'd have to be the same letter, right? So that red is not green. The red cube is not green. How about the orange moon? Is the orange moon green? It could be. We could start with BLA. And that actually makes sense because I guessed an L in novel and we ended up with a sun in the second slot, which is where L would have been if this was green. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. We ended up with a BLA word. And then this 4th letter is an N or an O or a V. Because it has to be something in novel that wasn't in Blaze because red is gray. And then sun is our yellow. And the way the yellow is working is this L's pointing at that slot. Basically, this slot says I need a different letter from novel, but we know it's got to be this L because the BLA was green. This 4th slot is saying I need a different word from novel, but it wasn't in Blaze because otherwise it would have had a sun in Blaze as well. So this 4th slot needs to be the N, the O, or the V. It can't be the L again. The L was already clued to this one. So, also, L was in Blaze. So, N, O, or V. So it's probably something like blank. Oop, close. BLAN is now correct. What else goes BLAN? Give me a second. Bland. Bland does it. Okay. Cool. So that is Symble. We got to have a little symbol confusion that we had to figure out, which was nice. And the Z did work out. It didn't end in ZE. So cool. Let me know what you thought of Symble and how'd you do on it. All right, let's do Fusele. We'll start with bland. All right, we have one lie here. I'm of the mind to think the D is the lie. I have to guess something Okay, I have to guess a word with vowels removed. My go-to is this STRNL, which I think is something like strongly. No, I don't remember what word I come up with, but if you can add vowels to STRNL and make a word. Y is counted as a vowel. It might be good to check the L and the N for lying, but at the same time, we might be able to come up with something a bit better. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do Dordle. That's fine. All right, so we know that N and L weren't lying. I'm pretty sure the D is just lying. So we have the S at the start. Here we're going to get our blues instead of yellows, and they're going to work just like Symble yellows. So that I just explained in the earlier. There's a T somewhere. What should I do? I mean, obviously move the T, but what's a good word here? How about shift? Oh, okay. So we got to actually see blues today. So that means that we know there's a T in the word. So these interact really well. We know there's a T in the word. Where's it going to go? It's going to go in one of the blue slots. It's not in the slot that turned blue for T. So this is a T. And then this last letter is going to be an H or an I. And I don't like I, so let's do H. And it could be something like, I don't know, like, there's no A because of bland. We know the D is the lie at this point. D doesn't fit. Sooth. Oh, close. It's south. I should have thought of south before sooth. Oh, well. Got it. Very nice. All right, let's play Don't Wordle. The game is thinking of a secret word, and unlike Wordle, we are trying not to guess the word. So we need to do 6 guesses that don't guess the word, but the twist is that we have to keep guessing words that could still be the answer. So we're kind of narrowing down the answer, but still trying to sidestep it. So let's start with kayak here. All right, so we have a yellow A. Someone had a really good suggestion. I think flaff is a great follow-up to kayak here. All right, so we're down to 152 words already because there's an L in the word. I mean, it could be laugh. There's a lot of things it could be. Oh, no, it can't be laugh because A can't go second. I'm thinking about doing a double L word while I can, so I don't use up another letter. Can I do double L is kind of a question. I think I'd have to do, I could do loyal. That's not terrible. It could be the answer, but I mean, there's 152 words. Oh, I already guessed 2 A's. Wait, no, I already guessed A in the 4th slot. Never mind. So we start or end with A. That's what's limiting us. That's the limitation. So maybe we can end in LLA, like villa. Let's try that. Okay, so we have 7 letters left. I think we might have to use an undo at this point. But we start with A. Let's figure out the word. We start with A and we end with L. It's not axial because there's no I. Ooh, what is our word? Like an EL word? I'm not sure if that looks right. There's atoll. Oh no, we can't do double L. Never mind. I'm kind of thinking we just gotta avoid the L entirely with our guesses. We're gonna find we start with A, and that's just already gonna limit us. I'm almost thinking about undoing 3 times and just starting over. That would be pretty easy. Just avoid the L and the A and start over. I would like to know the answer, but I don't know if I'm going to figure it out from this. It's not enough info. Okay, that's just what I'm going to do. I'll undo 3 times. It's fine. So we can't do Xylo because that has the L in it. So we're going to go, so no kayak, no Xylo. We could start with Cuckoo and work from there. Okay, all gray. And then let's do, we could do Erie. I think that'll be all gray. Okay. I'm just trying to get to the point where I could keep moving the A around and I know it'll be yellow. That'll be kind of nice. I could probably end with like an ALLY word if I wanted to. All right, what's another like good word I can do here? Jazzy. Let's do jazz. Oh, I can do jazzy next. I don't want to introduce the A quite yet because I still have a U. If I do puppy, the word doesn't have a Y, so that wouldn't be any good. Is something like pups gonna work? I don't know if I want to use that S up. I might have to do something like that though. All right, let's do pups if it accepts that. It doesn't even accept it. Maybe something like bubs. Mums. Mums it accepts. Oh, there's a U in the word. Uh-oh. Well, there goes my option of doing jazzy. So what's our word? We start with A, we end with L. I think we're a null. No, a null like that. Yeah, I think we're a null. I think that has to be it. So I gotta avoid the N as well. At this point, I might as well do fluff. We're not. Well, yeah, we are a null. Okay. Darn, we're down to 10 words already. I have 2 undo, so if I'm going to use them, I better use them now. But I might be able to think of 2 words to do because I know the answer. We end in L. U is 4th, so maybe I can do like a U. What am I going to do here? Like I could stick the L in the middle or something. Do LU like that. No, we don't want the U to be 4th yet, right? Well, we could. What am I going to end with? I think that's a good question. Oh, the U is so limited. I don't like fluff, after all. I don't like mums. All right, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do jazzy now. It introduces the A, but that's a lot better than introducing the U, especially with the U being limited, being in the 4th spot. That's kind of uncommon. So we don't want to start with A. We want to do an A in the middle now. And I think this is our chance to do, I don't know, what are we going to do? Guava might be an interesting option. It introduces the U, which is a bit problematic. I'll have to introduce it at some point. So maybe not guava yet. Maybe. Well, if I want guava still available, I need to use the A 4th in this guess. And not use U 2nd at the very least. What if I did something like squad? If I do squad, the answer is a null. So S, Q, and D will be gray. I'll do UA yellow in both of those spots. And then I could still do guava. I think that's a good idea. Let's do that. Squad, and then guava. And now we just got to figure out a word that isn't a null. We have to start with A, though. And we have to use a U here, probably. D is not available, unfortunately. Of course, we've used all the vowels. So we just got to figure out. I mean, I could look into whether An and U other than L is a word. Sometimes it's just that simple. Enough. I've had enough of this. A nuck, a null, not a null. A nux. Almost just lost. A nun, a num. Okay. So it's not A-N-N-U. How about A-L-L-U something? A lut, a lup, a luff, a luh, a luck, a lull, a lux, a lup. It always comes down to this, doesn't it? Alum. I wish alum. Maybe it would be like that anyway. So not that. What would we do here? The problem is finding this word. I'm out of undos. I just have to find this word. Let's try other double letters. A-T-T-U. Just go through these. K, L, X, B, N, M. Okay, let's try P-P-U. Just going through this. I'm hoping that there's a double letter here as one of the options, because that'll make it a lot easier to hunt for, because the last letter, swapping that out is way faster. Okay, I don't know if I tried this yet, but I'm trying it again. I'm starting to get worried, though. You never know what it's going to be. It's weird words. I don't think double H is good. Double K. Might as well try it. If it seems pronounceable, it's worth trying, I think. And there's everything. Okay. I tried ALL. AXX doesn't make sense. ABB maybe? A butt maybe? Okay, I know. A bub. A bun. A bum. Okay, not B. I think I tried double N. I guess I'll do it again because I don't remember, but I feel like I did. And then we'll try double M, and then... Oh no, I did a null. Oh my god. Oh, that was so bad. A-N-N. I did try. Album. Album was actually a possible answer. No, it wasn't. Was it? I don't know. I don't know if I ruled out album already. Yeah, because L wasn't second. L was at the end. Awful was another possible answer, maybe. I think I ruled out the F at some point, though. Ample. So none of the double letters would have worked. Album would have been perfectly fine. Awful would have been perfectly fine. Darn. Those are regular words, too. I should have thought about with the L at the end. I thought about with double N here, but I didn't think about just putting the L at the end and seeing if there was a different word for that. And I would have come up with awful, I think. Darn. I can't believe I did that. That's silly. We'll just pretend I guessed awful and won. Everyone congratulate me in the comments for winning Don't Wordle by guessing awful at the end. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed these games. And if you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.